Hello, and thank you for joining me on another episode of The Average EV. Recently, I was able to see the Volvo EX30 in person, and I am super excited to tell you what I found out. Let's get into it. All right, everybody. So I went to Electrify Expo in Long Island, New York, and I was able to see the EX30 in person. This was actually the premiere of the EX30 in the US. It was the first time, at least the public was able to see the EX30 in person, and it looked awesome. I am really excited about this car, and if you don't know, I have a reservation in for it. It doesn't mean I'm going to go through with it, but I am pretty excited, and we'll see what happens. So basically, what I wanted to do, I wanted to kind of go over a couple things I was able to get from the representatives that I was talking to, give you my impression about the car, and then kind of wrap it up for today. So first things first, I did ask about something that someone brought up earlier on another video I brought. So on the website for Volvo, they have this little advertisement and they say 275 miles. And pardon me for looking down, I'm looking at the computer screen so I don't forget what everything says. So 275 miles up to 26.5 minute DC fast charging time from 10 to 80%. All right. And then this was kind of the oddball. It was a 26.5 kilowatt hour energy consumption per 100 miles as low as. So that's the lowest it could be. And so I did ask the representative, what's up with that number, because it's kind of interesting. And if you run the numbers, it ends up being a 241 or 242 mile range, which is obviously not 275 miles. So I had suspected that maybe that number did not include regen, especially since it says as low as, and he did confirm that, right, that number didn't include regen. So when you use regen, obviously you're going to get more range. Whichever EPA cycle they use when they run the cycle, there's going to be regen included in that. So for anyone that was confused about that or thought that Volvo was being deceitful, that's just not true. That is literally just what is the energy consumed when it drives 100 miles, and that is the lowest amount of energy that it would consume, not including regen. So there's that. And then lastly, the acceleration. So that was one little bit of clarity I was able to bring to everyone. And then another thing, I really don't remember the response. I should have written it down, but I had asked if they were ever going to build it in the US, and I don't remember what he said. So if I ever talk to a representative, I'll ask them again. Obviously, it's beginning with production in China, which not everyone is a big fan of, and everyone's entitled to their opinions, and so I'm not going to question that about anyone. But I thought, well, maybe if this is super popular, they'll start building it in the U.S., and that might open it up to some people who wouldn't have purchased it otherwise. So I really don't remember what he said, and I apologize. So if I ever go to another event, I'll ask and get them to confirm that. Another thing that I asked about was the tax loophole, the lease loophole, and he didn't confirm it, but he didn't deny it. So it does appear as though they'll still have the lease loophole when this comes out, which is nice because that is the route that I am planning on going if I decide on the EX30. So for anyone out there who's interested, there's that. Lastly, as far as things I was able to kind of confirm with them, I did ask about trim levels. They weren't able to give me specific trim levels, but I asked, I'm assuming that the glass roof is not going to be on the base model and all these questions. So here is what I gathered. So yes, the base model is going to have no glass roof or moonroof or anything, and it is going to have a body color top. Okay, the higher level trims with the glass roof actually have a black top. So these base models will not. They'll have a body color top, which I'm fine with actually. I do like the white top of my Kona, but the body color will be absolutely fine. I then also asked about the parking assist features, and the parking assist features will not be standard. That will come on the mid-trim level and above So that's, honestly, I don't care. I can park my car, but a lot of people like that feature, especially for parallel parking. The ID4 that we have can do that, and it is nice, especially if it's like a really hectic scenario. But I'm more than capable of parking my car, so that's fine. So we'll have to see, what the trim levels end up being. We should find out soon, in like a couple months. So we'll see about that, and I'm gonna do a whole video on the not reservation process, the customized process, which I'm going to get to do eventually for my reservation. So those are just kind of the things I followed up on and thought were really interesting. Now to just some things I learned. So they have the Volvo Experience, or Volvo, I forget what it's called, Immersion or something like that. And you get to go on this bus, and they make you watch these videos, and I had already seen them because they're on the internet, but whatever. But you actually get to see the materials that the car is built with, and you get to see the paint live. So I like all the colors, if I'm being honest. And the biggest question mark for me has always been this mossy yellow. Because in the video, I'm looking at it right now, it's like hard to tell if it's like a bright yellow or a dark yellow or whatever. My impression in person, it looks like a neon yellow that's like a little dirty, or like a chartreuse, but like a slightly lighter chartreuse. I like it. I think I like it, but I would have to really see the whole car in person in daylight. I don't think I'm gonna go through with the moss yellow, but it is a nice color. If you're, if you're looking at, if you're like on the fence, go for it. Why not? But there it is. And they have the vapor gray, onyx black, the crystal white, and the cloud blue as well. I am likely to do the vapor gray or the cloud blue. I like the cloud blue in person. It's almost like the color changes with the way the sun is. So it goes from like a whitish to like that nice kind of light blue. So I enjoyed it, and that's probably what I'll go with it. With the interiors, they were really big on kind of talking about the materials that the interiors were made with, because they're using a bunch of sustainable materials and stuff like that. I like them all. I think they all look really cool. I'm probably going to go with the indigo trim. And I will tell you now, the moss yellow is not available with all of the interior colors. It's only available with, I think, pine and maybe mist. I forget. I know pine certainly, but one of the other colors. So just watch out for that. You might not be able to get the interior with the exterior color that you want, but I think for me, I'm going to do the vapor gray with the indigo, and all is going to be well with that. So yeah, I was really impressed with the materials. Inside, is it the pine? I think it's the pine or the mist. One of them, they have a flax. Yeah, the mist has it, and so does the pine. It's like this flax material. It's kind of like a woven looking. It's interesting. I'll say that. It's interesting. I don't know if I hate it or love it, but it looks cool. And the fact that it's made from sustainable materials is really cool. It's just, it's different. That's what I'll say. It's different. So check that out. It is slightly textured. So if you see it on the internet, no, it's a little bit textured. I definitely think that I'm going to go with the indigo that has, I think it's like denim, where the flax is. Yeah, it's denim. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. But anyway, so that was that as far as the interior, exterior. That was kind of interesting and whatnot. So yeah, the base price is $34,950. One of the people in my group tried to see if they would tell us the other prices, but they wouldn't. But it was worth a shot. I admired them. From looking, the materials look really nice. The handles are cool, nice and simple. The storage in the back looks ample. And throughout this whole video, I'm going to cut in little videos from Electrify Expo so you can see. The lady was she dropped it down. And I think it's plenty of space. It looks pretty much the same as the Kona, except on the Kona you can't drop the floor down. This you can drop the floor down. So that is pretty nice. It comes with Fix-A-Flat as well. The infotainment, it looks okay. I wish I could have gotten in and kind of got a feel for like the size, because it's going to be more of that Tesla Model 3 experience because it's over here and there's nothing here. So it looked okay to me. It looked okay to me. I know when my EX30 comes in, if I decide to take it, that's going to be one of the biggest factors for me is how I feel about that touchscreen. So there's that, and you know, we'll see what happens. Aside from that, it looks nice. I like the wheel selection looked really cool. Nice look, and yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about the EX30 for now. So lastly, I just wanted to bring up, I did get a chance to test drive the XC40 Recharge, which is cool. I've never driven any of the Volvo vehicles, and I absolutely loved how it drove. I liked the one pedal, even though it was pretty, because I'm used to the Kona, but it was very harsh in my opinion. But I actually got used to it, and I could imagine myself liking it over a long period of time. So I like how it drove. I'm hoping that at least the driving dynamics and other things and tuning and whatnot for the EX30 are similar, because if they are, then I definitely know I'm going to like driving the car. Obviously the power is going to be there for the rear wheel drive. The power is really going to be there for the all wheel drive, which I'm probably not going to get, but we'll see. But so it's good to kind of get in a Volvo and get a feel for the drivetrain. I did ask, is a completely different platform, completely different motors from what the guy told me. Hopefully that was true. But if all the tuning is the same, then yeah, I think I'm gonna like the EX30. So that is pretty much all I have about the EX30 today, and all the intel and data I was able to kind of procure while I was at Electrify Expo. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know. I can try and ask them and see if they'll give me any sort of responses about the vehicle, or maybe when the car comes in, I can ask the dealer and see if they know more. But that's kind of it. So again, thanks for watching. Please remember to give a like and a subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You know, if you want to buy some Average EV merch, there's a link for that as well. And I will catch you all next time.